Am I the butthole for putting my kid's non-emergency surgery above my sick girlfriend? I'm immobile, so there might be some format issues. A little backstory: I, 37 male, have 2 kids. My daughter, 8 female, was adopted from India 5 years ago. Her right leg is completely malformed. We were told that we are going to need to amputate part of it so she can have a proper prosthetic. When she came home, we used a custom prosthetic that worked with her leg, but it was clear that wouldn't last forever. My late wife and I said we wanted to wait until she was fully settled into the family before getting the surgery. 2 years later, my wife passed away, for reasons I don't want to share, and that really put everything on hold. It was a very hard adjustment. But finally, after I felt like we were getting back to normal last year, I got the surgery scheduled for April 22, 2020. Let's just say that couldn't happen because it was non-emergency, which annoys me because she wouldn't die if she didn't have the surgery right then, but it was necessary. I also started dating my girlfriend 8 months ago. She has 3 kids who get along with my kids, and even though she's only met my kids 3 times, she's pretty nice to them. Well, 5 months ago I finally got the surgery scheduled for February 10, 2021. Last week my girlfriend started feeling sick. We got negative tests, but she was okay until 2 days ago. That morning she called me and said she was feeling really sick and she needed me to come over. That was the day of my daughter's surgery. I said I couldn't come over and she got really annoyed. She kept throwing it in my face that the doctors called it a non-emergency surgery. She suggested I just drop my 8-yo off at the hospital and then come over. I of course said no. Then she suggested I come over while she's in surgery. The surgery only takes about an hour and I wanted to be there in case anything happened, so I again said no. The surgery went well and my daughter's currently home and resting, but my girlfriend has been ignoring me. She said to a mutual friend that I'm not even trying to make compromises here. I don't think I should have to compromise when my kid's in surgery. Am I the butthole here? Should I have tried more to be there for my GF? Edit. I texted her saying we need to break up and she hasn't seen it yet. Edit 2. She has fibular hemimelia in one leg. I don't know why people think this is polio. Sorry, it's a cliche around these parts, but the emergency surgery you really need is the one to remove the non-benign girlfriend from your life, permanently. Not the butthole, clearly. You're a good dad. Swift recuperation to your daughter. Edit. User Runkesaurus, you are on point with. Web link. Reddit link. She wanted to establish the precedence that she always comes first in Op's life. As an adult, she had options whom to call. The little girl did not have that luxury. She only had original poster to rely on. That girlfriend is one selfish butthole. This was her exact goal. She wanted to make her boyfriend prove that he loves her more than anyone else, including his own daughter. She really is sick and twisted to pull something like that, and unfortunately it doesn't seem to be an uncommon occurrence around here. She wanted to prove she was more important than his adopted child. She's whack. And now single. Why the emphasis on adopted? I'm confused about this comment. I believe the commenter meant that this was how the girlfriend saw it, that an adopted child could not possibly be as important as a bio child, or herself. They're implying that the girlfriend is the kind of person who thinks Op's daughter should be less of a priority because she's not Op's biological child. Well, if the child was biologically his, how could anyone argue anything about him being there? With his daughter being adopted, she might be of the opinion she's not your real daughter, and I am your girlfriend. It's crafty no matter what, but some of people hold adopted children of their partners in low regard as they aren't blood related. Original poster sounds like a good man who is doing his best to give his daughter a good life and the best shot going forward. I agree with the removal of her from his life. Because in my opinion, the ex was trying to make herself seem like she was more important than a child who is not blood. Adopted child who not only lost a limb but also her adoptive mom already. Chop the whole girlfriend off Op. Even if a bio child, there's more than a few people who are buttholes about kids from past relationships. To add this, she will make sure you kids aren't yours biologically and make her and her children come first before your children, further alienating them from you. Not the butthole she needs to go. She really is. What kind of person even asks someone to cancel their kid's surgery to come over and? What? Make her soup? Good grief. Right. How can someone be so self-absorbed that they think this is an okay thing to even ask, never mind expect? If I were the girlfriend, I wouldn't have even told original poster I was sick, unless it was so he wouldn't come see me days before or after and potentially get his daughter sick, knowing his daughter had surgery that day. I would just text that I hope everything goes well and to let me know everything is okay when she gets out of surgery. Then I'd send some candy, an edible arrangement, and a toy she can play with in bed to the girl. It's just not that hard to be a decent person. I have to wonder if she's even ill. Seems convenient she picked the day of the surgery to get sick and make an ultimatum. Glad he dumped her, good riddance to bad rubbish. That's exactly my point. Yep, she's showing original poster who/what she truly is. I hope he believes her and ditches the relationship. Not the butthole. I just read these things and think, how am I single? Then I realize it is because I never go out. But still, really lowers the bar for me, taking the pressure off because I will never be as bad as this woman. I don't understand how she had the gall to ask that. There are plenty of fish in the sea. Throw her back. I can't even imagine being as selfish as the GF. Anyone who's had surgery or experienced the surgery of a loved one knows it's a carefully crafted, scheduled activity that includes a surgeon, a doctor, nurses, anesthesiologists, etc. Stories like this make me glad to be single and not have to argue what should be common sense. Your child comes first. That's something his wife would have understood, and that's why this girlfriend is not built to be a wife. Honestly, if I said I was feeling like crap and my boyfriend postponed his child's amputation surgery to come visit me or left his child at the hospital while his child was in surgery, I would break up with him. That crap would also be incredibly disgusting behavior in a partner. I just read these things and think, how am I single? Because you presumably have some self-esteem and don't settle for the first thing that comes your way. I agree with you. Being introverted, I also wonder how come I'm still single, and damn, that horrid woman managed to have kids, and now a boyfriend? Damn. How come these terrible folks often end up having romantic relationships? Person shrugging, mind blown, ETA, I'm aware he broke up with her, but damned it. She got a guy. Whereas me, crying face, person face bombing. Yes, original poster, that morning she called me and said she was feeling really sick and she needed me to come over. That was the day of my daughter's surgery. I said I couldn't come over and she got really annoyed. She kept throwing it in my face that the doctors called it a non-emergency surgery. She suggested I just drop my 8-year-old off at the hospital and then come over. I of course said no. How could this possibly not be a deal breaker to any decent parent? I'm so sorry you lost your wife. I promise you there is a good woman out there for you somewhere. But not all relationships work out. And this woman is not a good woman and absolutely not fit to be a step-parent. She literally wanted you to drop an 8-year-old off at the hospital alone for surgery so you could wait on her. I don't know a single adult this heartless and selfish personally. It's a very, very low bar. If you stay with this woman, either she will be the type who is just a terrible, heartless mother in general, or she will be good to her own kids, but her and her kids come first and your children's needs and feelings are irrelevant. But either way, she's proven she's absolutely unfit to be in your life. The surgery went well and my daughter's currently home and resting, but my girlfriend has been ignoring me. Problem solved? Edit. Saw the update. Problem solved. Good for you, original poster. I had a spinal surgery in my late 20s, and my dad drove across 2 states to be there, waited until I woke up, then drove back for his dialysis. For the record, he is my adopted father. That is what fathers do, if there is any way to do it. My parents drove in from out of state so they could be at the hospital during my C-sections in case something happened. Like seeing the new grandchildren was part of the reason, but my dad flat out told me they wanted to be there in the rare event things turned bad. Obviously I'm a grown lady, but like you said, it's what parents do. I literally can't imagine not being at the hospital while my minor child was in surgery. I just want to piggyback off the last part. My dad did not prioritize his relationships over me. You are a effing fantastic father. Thank you for prioritizing your children. This made me so happy to hear. Please consider, if you get more serious with her, that she will insist your children take the back burner more and more and more. Absolutely not the butthole. This is your 8-year-old daughter that your girlfriend of 8 months wanted to be more important than. Put an end to that kind of irresponsible behavior before it gains footing. Besides, your girlfriend is sick and wants you to come over? No. Maybe drop some soup at the doorstep, but you don't go hang out with a very ill person, who is likely contagious, when you have 2 children at home to take care of, one just coming out of surgery. Breaking up was the correct response. Edit, 2 kids. All of this. Emergencies can occur during surgery. It was absolutely more important that you be there for your 8-year-old child over the grown adult who had a tummy ache. Plus, just after surgery your daughter's immune system is going to be off, so you shouldn't be anywhere near someone you know is ill, and your girlfriend should know that, particularly since she's a parent herself. Does she just want to come before your children, which is bad enough, or does she not consider your daughter to be your real child because she's adopted? Not the butthole. Remove the malignant girlfriend. Not the butthole. Back to me. Not the butthole, I'm a stepmom. It would never in a million years occur to me to ask my, now, ex-husband to postpone or leave my step-kiddo during any hospital visit, or doctor appointment, or school play, or scouts meeting, or whatever kid thing he was involved in unless it was actually an emergency. But I'm a grown-ass woman, whereas you are dating a child, apparently. Yep. Happy to see he left. But honestly, she saw that text. She just hasn't officially opened it. Exactly. And am I the only one who got the vibe she was trying to bring the attention to herself specifically because the daughter was in surgery? Not the butthole original poster. NTA, triangular flag on post, dump that girl. Anyone who thinks you should drop your 8-year-old off at the hospital to have her leg amputated is going to be a nightmare significant other and stepmother. Yeah, exactly. I can imagine a few hundred nightmare scenario just because of that. NTA original poster, but you should get a girlfriend that will actually care about your kid's well-being. She suggested I just drop my 8-year-old off at the hospital and then come over. A doctor was cutting into your child and your girlfriend thought you should just skip out for the afternoon to what? Wipe her sniffles? How much empathy do you need to lack to be classified as sociopath? To be fair, I can imagine craving the comfort of a loved one when I'm down and out, especially if I don't usually have anyone else to help me out. That being said, I think it's common knowledge that approximately 0 surgeries are 100% guaranteed to be risk-free and smooth sailing, and that is enough to warrant understanding original poster wanting to stay with his daughter before/during/after hers. A newly amputated 8-year-old needs him a hell of a lot more than a fellow adult with the sniffles. An actual mature adult would understand Op's situation, realize that not this time is a perfectly valid conclusion, suck it up, and carry on as best they can. You'd think someone with kids of their own would at least be that down to earth. No, an actual mature adult would not have even asked the question. It's not even that there could be complications, this kid's about to get her leg amputated. Imagine how scared she's going to be, and his girlfriend wants him to just leave her there to go through it alone. And the message that would send to this little girl that's already lost her mum, that daddy left you in your time of need to be with his new girlfriend. Any normal sane person would judge the hell out of him for leaving her in this situation, not ask him to. I wish he'd have asked her if she'd leave one of her kids in this situation just to see what she'd say, like does she not care about any kids or just not his? He sounds like an amazing dad and he needs to get rid. I teach 8-year-olds. I would stay with my student getting a major surgery before I went to be with my sick partner. If it were my own child, they would no longer be my partner. I'd stay with an 8-year-old I didn't know over my sick partner. Children need support when going through something like that. My partner would insist I stayed with the 8-year-old we didn't know over going home to help him out. I wouldn't be surprised if the girlfriend wasn't even sick. This smells of one of those horrific loyalty tests. Also a teacher here. Ditto. I can't believe she has 3 kids and I feel so sorry for them. With a mom like that there's no telling how much therapy they'll need. She probably prioritizes her own kids over his and she'd have thought he was nuts if the roles were reversed. And she probably thinks they're not important anyway because adoption. Glad for them that original poster prioritizes his children over her. If original poster would choose now XGF he would be the butthole, but now he's a good dad. Much more important. In my honest opinion. Furthermore, an adopted child needs you even more. They've already lost their bio family, and I suspect her bio family thought she'd have better opportunities in America, not being tossed aside by a grown snot-nosed woman. Adoption, another race, and disfigurement? I'm sure the girlfriend is surprised original poster even wanted to do the surgery at all. She sounds awful. Honestly, I was thinking that she's so adamant because of one of these reasons. Like, asking once is kind of iffy anyway if she knew in advance what date the surgery was on, but repeatedly asking the child to be abandoned and then getting angry about it reeks of malice. Where can I find those red flags? Right next to the shelf of where Op's future ex-girlfriend got her entitlement and lack of empathy from. Not the butthole. In case you're serious, they're an emoji on your phone. You can search for flag or red in your emojis to find it more easily. If you're on a PC rather than mobile, then is generally the easiest option. Just search there for the one you want and copy and paste it into your message. Web link. Textbook Wicked Stepmother. Straight out of a fairy tale. Not the butthole. Your girlfriend is behaving like a child who's jealous because her parents are paying attention to something other than her. I wonder how old her 3 kids are and if they could have nursed her back to health. Anyone over 8 can heat up your soup and change the channel if you don't have a remote control. I also really wonder what exactly her illness was. Seems like she was not that sick at the end if she is already fit enough to talk bad about original poster to her friends. I'm wondering why she wanted him to come over, because if she was puking nonstop / physically unable to get out of bed and wanted him to get out food for her kids because they are too young to be able to make themselves a sandwich or whatever, I think that would be very different than she just wanted to see him. Or she was trying to get him to pick up meds for her and bring them over since she was too sick to leave the house. That would be another reason I wouldn't say she's a butthole. Op wouldn't be either though. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.